It's not Lakers Celtics, but it's the next best thing. The Cavaliers come into the Garden tonight to take on the Seas. Outside there may be snow on the ground, but inside the BC bubble, baseballs are buzzing around in the air. Some of the best U.S. college hockey is played right here in Boston, and 3 of the top 12 teams were on display at the Garden for the annual Bean Pot Tournament. Now, some of their emotions may have got the best of them during this practice, but they hope to change all of that in this upcoming 6-game road trip. Jumbo Joe, not the only storyline. It's also the first time this year in the NHL the top 2 teams square off. Puck drops at 7:05 tomorrow night, Sharks and Bruins. Eddie's been on an absolute tear from beyond the arc. Now the question remaining, will he be shooting next week in Arizona? And then, of course, the top hitting prospect in the organization, Lars Anderson. Left-handed hitting first baseman is now the focal point of the Red Sox because of Mark Teixeira's decision to go to New York over coming here to Boston. The Boston Bruins were able to finish the first half with the best record in the NHL. Carrying that over to the second half, they took down the second-place Washington Capitals the other night. And a memo to the rest of the league, the Bruins are just getting healthy. This is not your average high school wall. Here at the Rock World in Woburn, anything goes. The elite of New England climbers come here to climb for cash. Every year the NHL holds its annual Winter Classic. This year's event was held right here in Boston at Fenway Park. The event was such a success that it got me thinking, what if we took the other winter sport, basketball, and brought it from the indoors to the streets? Most people grew up learning the game of basketball on street courts, whether it was getting together with friends, a little one-on-one, or just showing up by yourself. So this would have to be an exciting event that everyone could relate to.
Street ball is, it's like the essence of basketball. It's like what everybody grew up, starting out to do, start on the streets. So if you bring it back from, the highest level of the NBA all the way back down to the lowest level, I think it'd be pretty cool.
Bring you back to your days of youth.
I think that interests people a lot when they get out there. It kind of mixes it up, makes it different. And, sports nowadays can be a little humdrum and you get going, and if we get on a losing streak or whatever, so you need something to kind of spice it up a little bit.
The Boston Bruins were chosen for the Winter Classic because of their original 6 status. So you would have to think that the NBA team with the most world titles, your Boston Celtics, would have a shot at earning the game.
I think, if you can get at the right venue and the right teams, it would be unbelievable.
You need a big market team. You need big market players to make this thing successful. And the NBA is hurting, so they need it.
This seemed like a great idea, and many of the locals took to it. I just think we'll have a tough time convincing the boys in green to play this game at home.
And now, time for 7 Sports.
Seas taking on the Sixers at the Garden, the defending champs showing there is no way they would be deep 6 at home. Boston turned this one into an early clinic. Check out the passing here. Rondo, Pierce, Garnett, then K-Perk for the jam.
So good. Touch pass.
Then later on, Rajon Rondo drives to the hoop, takes a crazy shot off the backboard. That one finds the bottom of the net. Rondo also had a season-high 12 assists. Here's one of them finding Sugar Ray for the knockout punch, 3-pointer from the corner. Celtics dominate the Sixers 102-78. Patriots getting a little healthy for tomorrow's tilt with the Steelers, the number 1 ranked defense. One player the Pats hope will be ready to go, Pro Bowl defensive lineman Richard Seymour. Seymour missed 2 days of practice this week, but he says he is ready to take on the Steel Curtain.
We have a lot of respect for them. They play the game the way the game is supposed to be played. It isn't like a team that's going to try to come in and trick you. It's a team that says, hey, this is what we're doing, and, can you stop it? So I think, it's a challenge, and, I think the guys on this team, we look forward to challenges.
Last year, Patriots beat the Steelers by 21. Kickoff tomorrow at 4:15. That is sports. I'm Ben Conn, and now you know what the experts know. From going 18-1 to golfing and the sun, what a difference a year makes. The Patriots season is in the books.
It is over. It's terrible that they played that well, and by the league rule, you just couldn't get in. They're a better team than probably 3/4 of the teams in the playoffs.
It's just amazing what they did with all the injuries they had. I don't think they have anything to be ashamed of.
Instead of analyzing playoff matchups, we turn our attention to the offseason. And the biggest question looming, what to do with Matt Castle. If Tom Brady were expected to be 100% by the start of training camp, the answer would be a no-brainer. Coach Belichick wouldn't even begin to speculate.
24 hours, even less than that, 24 hours after the game is not the time to make a lot of decisions, and we're not making them today. It's a process, Chris, a process.
I don't know. It's one day after the season, so we're going to move forward, and we'll see how it all comes about in the future.
The fans, not too confident Tom Brady will be ready to roll.
Sign him and see what happens. I don't think you can just give him away.
If that's the case, you gotta keep Castle.
I'd say yeah. Castle's a young man. Brady's been around. Take Castle.
$14.6 million. That is the cap hit the Patriots take on if they slap the franchise tag on Matt Castle. However, that also puts them in a great position to deal the young quarterback. And I think it's safe to assume if they make the trade, number 12, Tom Brady, will be ready to roll next season. Live in Boston, I'm Ben Conn, 7 Sports.